Cardano is in fact a machine in motion, and this machine is only picking up steam. There's a couple things that I want to show you guys that really help emphasize this, and something that actually Charles Hoskinson proposed that could in fact improve this organic use of Cardano. If people really want retail to use Cardano in a bigger way, like you see on some other chains like Solana or Ethereum, this could be a huge step in the right direction. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. So first, I will say, I started covering Cardano actually back in 2022. I've talked about it every single day here on the channel since that time. And people need to understand that when I first started talking about Cardano, I did not own ADA. All right. I was not a Cardano maxi. I'm still not a Cardano maxi, but the reason why I talk about Cardano and ADA so much here on the channel is because there is huge opportunity for growth. All right. And I don't mean for me, I mean for the chain itself. Think about what has been able to be done so far, despite this major use of Cardano, despite there being 100% uptime, despite there being perfect security. All these things are working heavily in Cardano's favor for it to be potentially the most adopted blockchain in the entire crypto industry, which is huge. Okay. It hasn't realized that right now. It hasn't come to fruition quite yet, but we are starting to see major integrations, partnerships throughout the world. And this is only accelerating over time. And this is a big part of it. In these times where frankly, everything has kind of sucked. I think we can agree the last year has been kind of blah, apart from, one or two big pumps that we went on. Cardano has continued to lead in terms of development. This is a title that has not been relinquished since all the way back in 2022. There are always new ways that Cardano can be used, that it can be developed, that it can be made better, despite it being so incredibly good right now. And in fact, something that Charles Hoskinson talked about was this specifically. He said, we're improving the Plutus developer experience and expanding alternative languages. It's moving along great. And when we talk about Cardano becoming, the most interoperable chain, having the most pathways to Cardano and Cardano consensus itself, this is how they do it. They're always working to make Cardano bigger and better. And I know some people will complain that hasn't impacted price. And guys, I get it. All right. But you have to see the big grand scheme of things. We've talked about how much this industry is changing and preparation for the future. The big thing that you want to be able to do is hit the ground running when that major adoption starts taking place from some of these large enterprises and institutions. And we're very quickly shifting into that time. And you have to ask yourself, what is the blockchain that's most prepared from it? From a technical standpoint, it's Cardano. It's very clear to see that. All right. Just take a look around the industry, all these chains that have had downtime or have had exploits or liquidity issues, or, all these different things that have been big, nagging problems for other chains. They don't seem to be a problem for Cardano. The only thing that we really need is obviously more organic use, more use of the chain by itself by retail. And actually, Charles Hoskinson himself came up with this great idea. And I want you guys to see this. He said there's 1.7 billion ADA in the treasury. We could convert 100 million in ADA to USDM to build up trading, market making, and TVL in Cardano and get 5 to 10% returns on it, purchase ADA every year with it, and donate it back to the treasury. Super smart idea. That is an immediate liquidity boost to the ecosystem that could stimulate activity, could bring adoption, and guess what? You're replenishing the treasury along the way. This is a pretty big proposal, and I think that a lot of people can agree it'd be a big step in terms of Cardano. A lot of people have said that, there's just this lack of liquidity within the ecosystem. Now, what I will say is I think this is a big deal, but I also think it's very important to get an interoperable stablecoin within the ecosystem as well, whether that's RLUSD, whether that's USDT, USDC, whatever it may be, because that is, again, another way to bring or to open up the pathway to Cardano. That is the biggest thing, is making Cardano that accessible to other people in the space, other blockchains in the space. And we're starting to see some signs of that. Obviously, Cardano native assets getting listed on centralized exchanges. That is a good step in the right direction. But we continue to make this progress. And yes, I know it hasn't impacted price yet, but there is a plan. And this plan is progress. Okay. And we are making pretty significant progress right now, even in times where the market's just been blah. I think everybody can agree with that. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think this proposal is a good idea? Is this something that we as the community should vote on? But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.